Building a home is a basic exercise involving simple steps that anyone can follow, but lack of knowledge often makes this process unnecessarily stressful. So where do you start?
You need to appoint an architect. And the architect you are appointing must be a registered architect whose designs can be accepted by the City Council of Nairobi.
Having bought the land of your choice in the neighborhood of your dreams, you need to bring in the experts.
The next important person you need to get on board is the structural/civil engineer. More so if you are going to do a double-story house, a house that has several floors, you need the advice and the concurrence of the structural engineer.
This team of professionals will set about turning your fantasies into reality, making your imaginations concrete.
Once those two are on board, it's good to go with them to site. Have a site visit. Probably once you get to the site, let the architect look at the site, the formation, the dimensions, the terrain, and all those things. Let the structural engineer do what they call some elements of soil test.
The cost estimations will vary depending on the size and complexity of your house.
A quantity surveyor to basically now give you a rough estimate of what it will cost to construct the house. After that, you need to bring in what we call a building services engineer to design electrical, to design plumbing and drainage. So once all those, now that becomes now the project.
The two experts will add the final elements to your design and take you closer to your goal. Armed with all these details of your design, the tough part begins. The type of agreement you enter into with a contractor will also shape your spending.
One is what we call the labor contract. You as the owner, you buy the materials. The contractor you select simply provides the logistics to ensure the job is done. The other contract is a full contract, where you sit down with the contractor, you negotiate and agree. For this project, you will underdo this and this, from the start to the end. The other contract, which is not very common in this country, is design and build, whereby you simply you select a contractor, so you cut through all this process of an architect and the rest. You simply select a contractor, you tell him, I want this type of a house. He does the designs himself through his own consortium. He builds for you and simply hands over to you the project, design and build.
The contractor will handle the tough task of actual construction with partial oversight from you and the architect.
You must come to the site and check what they are doing to make sure that at least your dream, your expectations are literally achieved. Make sure that you have an arrangement with the contractor that after a certain number of days, I want you to be a certain stage.
The standard cost for ordinary bungalows roughly comes to the same amount.
Normally in the industry, in the real estate and the construction industry, we look at the construction cost in terms of per square meter. On average, if you are properly manage your project, more so if you are doing the labor contract, with about 30,000, you can construct a house at 30,000 per square meter. A standard 3-bedroom house with proper planning, with about 4 million, 4 to 4.5 million, you have done and finished. There is always said, the slab, ground floor slab, is the same as the roof. But the first floor slab is twice the cost of the ground floor slab. So that's how the ratio seems to work out. It's not a very scientific way to look at it, but from experience.
Among the most sensitive areas you must always consider are the steel reinforcements, cement handling, roof materials, and the type of stones used in the walls or slabs. Mistakes made at the beginning of the project are extremely expensive to rectify and must be avoided at all costs. It is better to spend generously at the project inception to avoid errors that you will definitely pay for later. To build successfully in Kenya, keep these points in mind. Unless you live on site, keep a close watch on the materials to avoid pilferage. Theft is one of the hidden sources of stress. Try and begin the construction project during the dry season to avoid future instability, and Ensure that the setting of the foundation is totally error-free.
My final word of advice that construction is no-brainer. Anybody can do it. Once you just get organized and you get good advice, you can do it. But it requires time. If you know you are too busy, you cannot devote enough time to it, give the job to the experts.
For Homes First, I am Fred Omulo.